So the hesitation that some Americans feel after experience that type pain, the statement, fool me once, comes to mind. Hello, Shane Willis, Pensacola real estate expert, bringing you today's episode. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, long week. Still got warmed up, didn't it? Listen, I'm going to make this one pretty quick, but I read this article and I wanted, since I fell into this category, I wanted to bring it up. It basically says, Boomerang buyers, don't be afraid of buying a home again. Now, what does that mean? Here are some statistics that kind of floored me. Although I knew about them, I did not know the number. So according to CoreLogic, from 2006 to 2014, there were 7.3 million houses foreclosed. I had one of those. I lost my home. 1.9 million short sales. I had 3 of those that I had to do. So the hesitation that some Americans feel after experience that type pain, the statement, fool me once, comes to mind. So according to a 2019 home buyer report, 13% of Americans have lost a home due to a financial event such as a foreclosure in the past 10 years. More than 6 out of 10 of those, 61%, have not bought a home since. And 20% of those who haven't repurchased said they never plan to again. So there's a psychological thing there, right? It's, the cornerstone of the American dream is homeownership. But there's a psychological effect, and I know it. There is nothing like losing your home. Nothing. When you have to leave and they're changing the locks. There is literally nothing like that pain that I have ever experienced in my life. Purchasing a home, though, really is not as simple. I want to use the analogy of riding a bike. You kind of just want to go ride a bike with it, but it's not really as easy as riding a bike. But when you first learned it, and the whole reason I wanted to go that way is because sometimes you fail. I'm no different. I bought too much house. I extended too much credit, and I failed. I failed bad. Lost a home, lost investment properties. My income went to zero because I owned a mortgage company in 2008. Mortgages died. So there are a ton of financial and non-financial benefits, though, of actually owning a home. And it's really going to be an individual effort, but I wanted to bring up these statistics as we're sitting here talking about inventory crises this week. And we're getting into the holiday season. So I know some conversations are going to start happening next week when we're all probably gorging ourselves on turkey. There's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of financial and non-financial, but you really need to discuss things for yourself as far as renting. I'm one of those strange realtors that I'll have people call me and go, okay, I'm thinking about buying. And once they tell me their situation, I'll tell them they probably shouldn't. And that's what makes me strange, is because people go, wait a minute, you make zero money if I don't buy with you. You're right, but I'm more interested in this relationship. And remember, I've had the pain of a foreclosure. I had a couple call me the other day, said he got a promotion. He's now an assistant manager. And as an assistant manager with him, his wife, he has a kid. They just got married. She has 3 kids. She stays at home. So now it's him, his wife, and 4 kids. And as an assistant manager, he got promoted, and his pay raise jumped to $9.75 an hour. I don't know where he's working as an assistant manager for $9.75, but I told him with a household of 5, he doesn't need to buy a home right now. She was very adamant they needed to buy a home because they were living with his parents. But at $9.75, it's just not financially smart. Unless you have a ton of money set aside and some income coming from somewhere else. She was not working. She was staying home with the kids. So I told him, I said, hey, this is not financially smart for you. There's some people here. I've had some military guys come here and go, hey, I want to buy a house. I'm only going to be here for 9 months or 12 months. Do you plan on renting it out when you sell it? No. Then no. It makes no sense. Because if you're not going to rent it out and hold it, real estate really should be, I talk to all my investors and I say real estate should be at least a 5-year play. Now, I know I do a lot of residential, but I also do some commercial. And when in your commercial training, it's almost always a 5-year play. If you're not banked out 5 years, it makes no sense. Look at your Grant Cardones. We talked about him this week. Everything he has is at least a 5-year play, minimum, if not 7. So let's talk about what's happening in the market, though. The Boomerang buyers, which is what I got foreclosed on, boomeranged around, rebought. They're getting back in the market. And I'm glad, because it's, again, homeownership has its financial and non-financial benefits. So here's what the statistic says. It says out of the 2.8 million former homeowners who were foreclosed, short sales, or bankruptcies dropped off their credit report since January 2016. They all dropped off the credit report, right? To November of 2018. 11.5 have obtained a new mortgage. And according to a study by Credit Rating, that's according to Experian. Listen, 6% plan to buy a house this year. Well, we better get started, because we've only got a few weeks left. 39% intend to buy over the next 3 years, and 58% say they will purchase within 5 years. But the 20% that said they will never purchase, because of that pain, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to think financially and non-financially about what it was like, or what it would be like if you didn't have to deal with the increased rents that you're dealing with. And do we really want to deal with that our entire lives? Got a little serious here on a Friday, didn't it? Basically, bottom line, and this is what I wrote. I said, if you've lost a home due to a financial event, but you would like to review your options, let's get together. Let's talk. I understand mortgages, and I understand real estate, and I understand how we can get loans done. I've used my VA loan twice since I was foreclosed on in the crisis. VA is one of the more tougher ones to get. Let's talk. All right, that's all I got for you today. As always, if you've not subscribed to get the tips, tricks, graphs, infographics, get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. Plus, get over to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Shane Willis, the Realtor. How many of you seen the competition going on? Have you entered already? Do you know how? Get over to Facebook. Have a great weekend.